important to me. And the one I just grabbed is very muted. I can't have a muted pen. Okay.
All right, well, kick us off for just letting everyone know what took place at conference in regard to new stuff coming down the pipe, Stacy.
Yeah, conference was fantastic. In fact, I would say of what was delivered and the way that it was delivered, the speakers, I think that all the different things that we were just made aware of, it was probably one of my favorites. And what's funny is I didn't have a huge group of team this time. I feel like for me in particular, being from New York, a lot of my team is more Northeast. The spring conference is always a challenge to get more people there, but I will tell you, I already have 7, if not more people already coming to conference in the fall.
Charlotte.
Which is exciting. And that's not like, and I haven't even started really promoting it, but they jumped on that 24-hour $75 option and they took it and they ran with it. So I'm so excited. I cannot wait for what that's going to be. So a few things that are coming out that, I mean, people said like, what's new that's coming out, that's going to make us better. First of all, the soy-free complete of the assets that we have, we're going to continue to get more. So of the soy-free complete, we're going to be getting more videos, more social platform assets, and all of that I will have in the Team Extreme board as soon as I get them. I should be getting all new assets tomorrow. I was like, wait, what's today? I should be getting all new assets tomorrow, and they'll be updated in your Team Extreme boards tomorrow. So look for more soy-free. I know. Sorry, this is a little nerve-wracking. I know, Dad. So my children are in middle school and junior high school, and I just got a message right before I jumped on that they're in complete lockdown because there's something going on in the area, and there's helicopters and this whole, I don't know what's going on. I don't know where people are or what they're doing. I don't know what the danger is, but our schools are on lockdown right now. My kids are 11 and 13. I'm like, this is the world we live in. Makes me very sick to my stomach. Sorry. My dad's just calling me because as if I can do anything or I know anything. It's hard. Sorry.
Something right now, and we're just going to ask the Lord right now to protect those babies, protect every impulse of the enemy. Lord Jesus, just be over that whole school right now in Jesus' name, and give them all protection, give their parents the assurance and the confidence that you have them in their hands in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you for doing that. I appreciate that so much. Okay, so all the resources that I'm going to be getting for everything, actually, I'm going to be getting them tomorrow. So you can expect to see as soon as I get the assets for soy-free. When you're going through your board, the thing that I'm updating them all the time, but what's new, that little folder that says what's new, all the new stuff is going to be in there. So our newest campaign for the company is called Did You Know? So every kind of couple of weeks, we're going to be getting new Did You Know videos, reels, and images from the company with assets. Meaning like, did you know Lisa Pebble just did one about our research and it's brilliant? Did you know? And there was one about omegas. Like, they are very, very detailed and the videos are fantastic. And I'm going to tell you what I want you to do with them in a second. So always look in that what's new folder, because anything new that's coming is going to live there. Of course, it will also live in where it's supposed to live. Like if it's a product or business, it will be in that folder as well. But the what's new is when it first comes out, that's where it's going to spend most of its time. Okay. The two other things that are big that are coming out right now, and I just got chills because I've been waiting for this, I feel like for 3 years, is brand new business assets. Business assets meaning not just images about what we do, but talking points, images with quotes from representatives. All these different assets are going to be, there's images, there's videos, there's talking points. There's going to be a comparison chart that says all affiliate marketing, right? Like all other companies, and the Juice Plus company. and the differences in our marketing plan versus everybody else's marketing plan. That is a brave, bold statement that we have never made, that we are proudly making right now. So that's all coming. So I'm getting all of this on Tuesday. I'm making a board for the company for these assets in particular, but you'll have them before everybody else. So just don't tell anybody. Anyone whose boards I manage, they go in as soon as I get them, and then the rest of the company can get them when I give them to them. So that's happening. I'm supposedly getting them all on Tuesday. However, I need to review them with them, and if there's any changes, so it might be a little delayed, but if there's they have one or two things coming out on Thursday in Insights that I looked at this week when we were there. And they had to make some adjustments. So as I get the assets, I will keep you posted, and I'll keep Elaine and Brenda posted right away, just so that they're like, hey, make sure your team's looking, because they're coming and they're going to be coming quick. The business assets are going to be game changing, and it's important that we utilize them. It's not about getting them. It's about using them, how we use them, where we use them. Use them on your social media platforms. Use them when you're reaching out to customers, right? Hey, I know you've been on this product for 12 years, 5 years, 2 months. I would be remiss if I didn't share with you this opportunity, right? Use them in all different places. When you're connecting with customers, when you're sharing on your social platforms, when you're sharing in your stories, right? This is where you create engagement. Getting these images is great. Using them is better. So make sure you find a space to use them. The next thing of assets that I'm getting, and I don't believe I'm getting that this week. I think business assets come out first is what I was told, but it could switch. I'll keep you posted. The Healthy Starts for Families. We all know there were some changes to that. And one of the biggest and best changes is that we are now able to, it's 20 years. Hold on a second. It's, they can get free Juice Plus. Now,
Yeah.
yes, no, okay, perfect. So now we can get free Juice Plus, not just for 4 years through the Healthy Starts for Families program, through the age of 25, as long as someone is in college. So from the age of 4 through the age of 25. Why did we start at the age of 4? You can't hear me anymore.
Compliance.
Right. Okay. So we start at the age of 4, compliance, but more than that is because that is when children start school. At 4 years old is when kids start preschool. It's when they start getting into that platform where they're going to be surrounded by other kids and germs. So they start at the age of 4 because that's school aged, and they're looking at school aged children through adults. And now that adult goes through the age of 25 without that 4-year gap. It's a forever, which is incredible. We should be so grateful for that. All of those new Healthy Starts for Family assets, they're coming as well. And we're getting the same things. Images, videos, reels. Okay, so one of the things that we're getting for all of these things is a presentation. So it's a PowerPoint presentation where we can deliver a brand new message about our business or about the Healthy Starts for Families. What I end up doing with that, and you'll notice in boards, is that any presentation that is ever shared, I take screenshots and I put them into images so that we can use them wherever we want, however we want, on our social platforms. A lot of times I end up making them into a story. So this is what is coming. Soy, more assets for soy, the incredible assets for a business. Guys, these are game changing, and they're not going to just do it once. They're going to be consistent with them. And our Healthy Starts for Families are also going to be updated as well. So all of that's coming. I'm going to be updating them in boards. And before I say anything else, or before I close out or answer any questions, this is another really important part. I do a lot on, I'm just looking for my dog. I do a lot on research. I do a lot of research on social platforms, what's new, what people are watching. So you know how social media kind of does this all the time, right? Does this all the time. Sometimes Instagram's the hot thing, and then Facebook and whatever. Well, right now, Facebook Reels are the hot ticket item. Facebook Reels are being viewed hundreds of thousands of times more than any other thing on any social platform right now as we speak. So a lot of the videos that we're getting from the company make it into a reel. And what's great about Facebook Reels is that you can put a link in there. So you can put a link directly to your website. So if someone's watching the reel and they want to know more in the content where you can put information, you can put a link to your website. So that is something that's where you take these assets and put them into work for your business. That's where you take these assets and grow. So Facebook Reels is the place to do that, as well as stories, of course, and anywhere else. But if you're using them on a social platform, Facebook Reels is a great place to do that. So that's what's happening with assets. I hope that was helpful. If you guys have any questions, certainly let me know.
Thank you, Stacy. That's getting me
You're
excited
welcome.
thinking about ways to use that. And one thing as you were talking that really kind of hit home is think about all the people in the past who were customers who had kids on the Children's Health Study and they've rolled off after 4 years. We can go back to them. You know, that Children's Health Study, in my opinion, is the biggest marketing tool we have. So
Yeah.
think about, go back into, and maybe you've lost some of those people. Once their kids rolled off, they went away. Get them back on if their kids aren't even 25 yet. So thank you, Stacy.
Actually,
I appreciate it. Any questions for her before she runs?
Yes. Real
It-
quick, if I may, it's Ann. Stacy, for all the way to the age of 25, so therefore we're still having to use the college email to prove they're in college. Is that correct?
I don't know. I actually don't know. I don't think so.
I don't
I'll
think it'll
tell you,
matter now.
Well, here's the thing. I've tried to sign up some people that were like 23 years old and the system wouldn't take it. So
Yeah,
I-
it doesn't
Which-
start till
which
May
system?
1st. It doesn't
Starts till May
start till
1st,
May
but
1st.
you want to make sure that you're signing them up in our chooseplus.com partner portal, not our
Sure.
old virtual office. So you want
Oh,
to make sure
yeah,
you're doing
no.
it in there. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, I was. It's happened twice though. So I'm wondering if they don't need
May
that college.
1st.
It's May 1st.
May 1st. Okay. Got it.
And it goes until the day they turn 26, right? That's what
It's through the age of 25 until they turn such. Yeah. So it's like through that. It doesn't stop at age 25. It stops until they're 26, technically. Yeah.
and there's no college requirement anymore from what we were told.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
I
I
have
have a
one.
que- I have a question.
That was college and military service, but not anymore.
If they've already, that 4 years have already expired, should we cancel them?
Sign them up again.
And do it again? Okay, awesome.
Yep. But now I wouldn't rush, like if they're in it now, they're going to be grandfathered through.
Okay,
Right? But if they're off of it, yes, you want to resubmit it. But you see what I'm saying? You don't want to stop all your healthy starts and put them back in again. If they're in it already, that's just going to be consistent
yes,
and continuous. But you want to make sure that you, if someone has stopped, that you want to add them back.
okay, awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dale, did you have a question?
Yeah, I have a couple of questions, actually. So I was hoping that this additional age would cover more than just full-time students. Like there are all kinds of people with disabilities who will never be able to go to college and would barely benefit from being able to have Juice Plus. And what about the kids that are only going part-time because they're working their way through?
None of that matters anymore. It's just 4 through the age of 25.
Anybody, regardless.
Mhm.
That's
All
one.
right, anybody else for Stacy runs? All right, we'll keep moving. Thank you, Stacy.
Hey,
Thank
guys, you
you.
got it.
Thank you. Praying for you, Stacy.
Yes.
Yes,
Thanks, guys.
keep us posted.
Yes.
I will. I promise.
Okay, Karen, you're gonna kill me because you're supposed to start us off. Precious, what's your time frame? I know you got to catch. Are you okay?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
She can go. Mhm.
Okay, all right. Thanks, guys. Stacy has a lot of knowledge in regard to just, I knew that the main thing we were getting, the new stuff was all those assets. So I wanted her to speak to that. So we're going to get back to our original lineup. And first off, we're going to hear from Karen Farrell, what her big takeaways are and how she's going to implement them into her business. So Karen, take it away.
Sure. Okay. So a true highlight of conference for me was the keynote speaker, John Gordon. He was the author of One Word and 9 other books, and he spoke on leadership, culture, and mindset. He really camped out on mindset most of all and was extremely entertaining, humorous, and insightful. What I'm about to share are a few of the highlights from his talk. He opened with, think about this year, not last year. Look forward, not backwards. The past is over and you can't change it. You can affect right now. He said, don't be goldfish, be sharks. And think like a rookie and be adaptable. Rookies, after all, don't know about the past, and that leaves them open to the present. He added, always know your why, and you will know your way. Let me say that again. Always know your why, and you will know your way. I found that hit home for me because it reminds me to stay the course. Then he shared a little bit about his one word concept, meaning choose one word for yourself each year as it has major impact on your mindset. Right then there at conference, I chose mine, and it was climb, because that's exactly what I want to help my team do. He then shared a story on belief. To recap it very quickly, he and his family were going on vacation, and they had a series of 3 or 4 unfortunate delays, and they were going to miss their flight. They chose to believe they were going to make it and ran through the airport after all they'd been through up to that point, through their gate, only to discover the door closing and the plane pulling away from the bridge. They still didn't give up and believed they would make it. The family, all 4 of them, they began frantically waving and jumping to try to catch the pilot's attention through the huge glass wall of windows. The next thing that happened was the plane pulling back up to the gate and the door opening for them to make their flight. He finished that story with keep running, believe, and never give up. Think positive thoughts, not negative thoughts, because negative thoughts cause fear, and fear divides us. He realized that negative thoughts do not come from us, and we can overcome negative thoughts when we tune into a higher, more positive frequency. TUNE is an acronym that he made up for T is for truth and trust, U is for unite, N is neutralize, and E is elevate. The T in truth and trust is that you were never meant to be average, and that there's greatness in each one of us. The U was to unite with love. Love outcasts fear. Focusing on loving people, family, friends, work associates, etc., will endure and grow. Love your audience, love and serve everyone. The N was for neutralize. Neutralize the negativity. When he took the advice of Dr. James Gills to talk to yourself rather than listen to yourself, positivity was far greater than the negativity. He then did some I am statements for those of us in the audience during this segment of his talk. It was powerful. And it's true. If you're thinking positive things and saying positive things, the negative thoughts won't come back. E was for elevate. Elevate your thinking with gratitude, with belief and optimism, and the words you say to yourself. Now, John brought all these tips to life through personal stories that were touching, hilarious, and impactful. But quickly, I wanted to, and Stacy talked about some of this, wanted to relay what NMD Angela Bone and Senior Sales Coordinator Nikki Purcell shared on Friday afternoon session at conference. They talked about how words matter, more importantly, how we say them. And she gave some examples of life insurance versus death insurance, adjust versus delay, sick care versus health care, and partner versus distributor. So you kind of get one's more positive than the other. Then she shared the 6 income opportunity assets, which is what Stacy was talking about. It used to be business opportunity. Now it's going to be changed to income opportunity assets that are going to be on the hub this week. And Stacy touched on some of them. I'm not sure all of them were mentioned, but I'll just recap them real quick. First was, refreshed income opportunity verbiage. Then there's going to be a Canva presentation that's swipeable, new social media shareables, a why join us segment, frequently asked question guide, and then the 7 animated recruiting reels for social media. I was excited about that last one. But for me personally, conference isn't about the sessions or the speakers or the Tower Garden. It was about solidifying my firm belief in what it is that we get to do and the impact we can have on those we know and love. It's also about the friendships that have been further etched in my heart through our common bond. I had an absolutely wonderful time with our little team of participants. I only hope that at our next conference in Charlotte, I get to have the same opportunity with more of you.
Thank you, Karen.
Sure.
Precious?
Can you hear me? Okay, so I have the pleasure of telling you guys about Tower Gardens, and you all know that Tower Gardens are near and dear to my heart. So I was honored when Elaine asked me to do that. I had the chance to be exposed to it twice, one through a learning lab and then actually at the conference. So I'm gonna tell you about the learning lab first. The learning lab had a panel of speakers, and Stephen Ritz was the host. And one of those speakers was Jose Turmel. She is French and she's from Canada. What amazed me about her is that I'm sure you guys have heard people ask the question, can you do this business with just selling Tower Gardens? And a lot of times you'll hear people say, it may be possible, but it sounds ridiculous and I don't think it's achievable. Well, she told us that it was. She made NMD with only Tower Gardens. And the amazing thing about this is that when she was telling her story, she was already at EMD and she got recognized from making IMD while she was at conference. She didn't even know. So she sold, and she said it sold like it was no big deal. She said she sold somewhere between 2,500, 2,600 towers. And we're looking at her like, what? She has over 1,000 partners. She has somewhere between 6 to 7 POB lines. Someone in her team made NMD while we were at conference. He was a French-speaking man, so he didn't speak any English. So he his speech was like displayed on the screen. So we were so captivated by reading it that I didn't even write down all his super high numbers. But every time we heard something high, we all looked at each other like, did you hear that? Did he say that? Like it just didn't, it made no sense, but it was real. So it is more than possible for you to sell Tower Gardens, but you have to understand that it is a lot of work. You have to talk to a lot of people and your team have to be on board as well. So it's like, as soon as you get one Tower Garden customer, you got to get another. You understand that Tower Garden size is not residual like the Juice Plus side is. So you have to already be in that state of frame of mind that as soon as you get one, you get another. One of the things that she said that she did was once she gets a Tower Garden customer, she spends a lot of time connecting with them and helping them, learn and understand how towers work. But after a couple of months, then she circles back around and teaches them how what they're eating off the tower, as amazing as it is, they're not getting enough fruits, veggies, and berries. So she circles back and do the Juice Plus side. But she says she waits for about 4 to 6 months before she even says anything about the Juice Plus side. She also said that when she's talking towers, she doesn't tell them about what the entire cost of the tower is. She only tells them about that monthly fee. So she'll say something like, it's only about $100 and you'll be done paying for it. And guess how long? Only a year, making them understand that it's not a very big amount of money and it's a short period of time. And then she also said that once she does circle back to tell them about towers, she's inviting them to events. So she's invited them to, salad in the jars, burritos in the jars, things like that. And then also on the panel was Beverly Grandison. I'm sure many of you remember her. She's a NMD. She was the first Black NMD, female NMD. And one of the things that Beverly said, she said at the thing, but I've heard her say it many times. She says, own it, grow it, show it. And so if I was home right now, I would show you, I had my daughter paint me a little mural that says actually those words. own it, grow it, show it. And what that basically means is that in order for you to get people as excited as you are about towers, you have to have one. Just like we tell people about JP, you have to be a product of the product. So people want to see how excited you are. Now she's in Canada, remember, and it's cold, it's freezing. She jokingly said that her nice weather period is only 9 days. So she is always showing snow in her background, right? When she takes pictures and posts them on social media, she's showing the snow in her backyard while she's harvesting these fruits and vegetables that you would never, ever get during this time of year. So that also explains why social media is so important. She did not sell towers initially to her friends and family. It was strangers that saw her on social media. So again, as many of us, get a little nervous and stuff about it, you may not want to do videos, but take a picture and show yourself, eating off of it, harvesting for it, or even just the stages of its growth. So own it, grow it, show it. There was another young lady that I had seen for the very first time. Her name was Satara. She has been in education for 20 years, but she is a daycare provider. She said, do not sleep on home daycares. So that is where she is doing well in her Selling Tower Gardens, is reaching out to home daycares. So, when we were all getting excited about schools, many of us may never thought about daycares at all. And it doesn't even have to be just a home daycare, but she wants you to know that that is definitely a market to have them in your home as a daycare, and the parents are actually coming in and seeing it as well. And she gets to feed the children right off of it. And so the excitement from the parents seeing their kids eat raw vegetables is what makes them potentially interested in it themselves. And then very last, a young lady named Mona, they called her the OG of gardening. She has a tower farm. However, she started with traditional dirt gardens, and she's older. And she was saying that a lot of her friends in the business stopped gardening, or even maybe transferred the business to younger family members just because of, back pain and knees and joints and all that. And so that's why she changed to a tower farm. She wanted us to know that we need to look into food banks. That is where she has done very well in selling towers, is because when you think about it, I've worked in social work for a long time prior to being in the mental health profession. And I've taken clients into food banks and the food looks horrible, especially, if it's, produce. And a lot of times they don't have options, so they take it anyway. But just imagine if we could be feeding our communities, our low-income communities, with fresh fruits and vegetables, then we'll be changing the world. So that's what she said, food banks, look into food banks. And then if you had the privilege of being on Stephen Ritt's call that happened, I think it was back in February, I can't remember, but it was an incredible call. It was 4 schools, and Stephen Ritz talked about possibly working on curriculum for homeschools. And we hadn't, got there yet, but he basically said that was his vision, that he wanted to create a curriculum for homeschools. Well, in this learning lab, the Juice Plus company presented him with a check for $100,000. Rumor is that he's going to use that money for the homeschool. Now, don't go tell nobody I said that, because I said that's a rumor. But he did say that that's what he wanted to do, and finances is what was holding him back. So I'm hoping that is what he used that $100,000 for, because I can't even put it into words how beneficial a homeschool curriculum would be, especially in this day and age. So we just might get that in the future. Okay, so then moving on to the conference itself. Many of you may be familiar with this promotion that we got going on called the Nifty 50. And it is where you will get an additional $50 when you sell a tower, and that's a new tower. So like if you've never sold a tower before, you'll get what the, regular commission is plus a $50. So what they've done to that program is they have basically allowed a person who hasn't sold in a while. So let's say if it's 36 months, that's the time frame. So if you haven't sold a tower in 36 months, you still qualify for that nifty 50. So it's not just brand new people. So if it's been a long time, you can get it. The other thing is that there's no end date anymore. So this promotion is going to continue to carry on. Then the other thing is we are long overdue for a new Tower Garden site, and it is coming. They actually said, we mean it this time. We are getting a new Tower Garden site this year. The awesome thing that I'm excited about is that it's going to have a mobile layout that you can actually use your phone for. You're going to be able to place orders. There's going to be a partner portal, a customer portal. And remember how, if you've ever sold towers to schools, how you had to fill out 1 million forms? That is going away. We will not have to use all those forms. It's all going to be online and make it more simpler, more easier for us. And then the other thing is the warranty. The lights on the Tower Gardens are going to be extended for 3 years. It used to be 1, and now it's going to be 3 years. And if you know anything about warranties, things always go out when the warranty is over. So I am excited about the extension on that. And then the other is we now will have air-friendly mineral blends. So if you've ever sold towers in other countries, you know that there was a difference in the recipe for other places. So our mineral blends are basically going to be the same across the board, meaning air-friendly. It's going to be the same formula, but no phosphoric acid. We will be able to ship via air instead of ground now. And we can now all have the same ingredients across the board. Then the last thing was, how we have a bunch of different groups on Facebook to offer Tower Garden support. A lot of those groups are ran by customers or partners. Well, we have a new group called Growers Guild, and it is actually ran by the Tower Garden side of our company. So we don't have to worry about anybody being miseducated, on anything. It's going to be a place where everyone can ask questions. People can post pictures. If you went to the conference, you should automatically be in there already. If you're on my team, I've already added you in, but it's called Growers Guild, and Guild is spelled Guild. I can take a picture of it and put it in our Facebook group so that you can see what it looks like, and you can go get yourself added in there now. When you accept the invite, it asks you to post a picture. So we want to be able to see your face, see your towers, and then you can start asking questions and get support for your Tower Garden customers in the event that you're not always able to, reach out and help. So this is where you want to put, people in. The last thing was that we didn't get a whole lot of information, but I did record the video and I will put it in Team Extreme. But there is talk about us getting a light for our starter plants. So you know how when you put your microgreens, not your microgreens, but when you're planning to, I'm sorry, Karen, I'm reading your stuff and I'm getting distracted. When you get ready to prepare your tower and you got everything inside that little plastic container, and sometimes you'll put it in the windowsill, where we're getting a grow light, a miniature grow light for that. We didn't get any details about when or how much it's going to be, but it was just a little short video to just give you a little teaser of what it is. Like I said, I recorded it and I will put that in there too. And I'm sure more news will come on that. And so my plan moving forward, I've already made lists here. I wrote a list for customer support. So all of my customers who are Raven fans, I'm calling them, asking them for referrals. So everybody who has ever called me and told me what Juice Plus has done for them, I am calling them and asking them to give me a referral. My partners, I've written everybody's name down, and I'm going to do the promotion form. It's called something else, but you know what I'm talking about. And so if you are directly connected to me, I am going to make that form for you. But if my partner has a partner, I'm going to teach my partner how to make it for their partner. And then it'll continue to be a domino effect. And then I've also made a list of all the people who popped up in my mind while I was sitting in conference that I know that either the product or the business will help. And I've already started reaching out to them as well. So I am ready to get promoted. So grow with me.
Wow, lots of great stuff from the Tower Garden, and I love the fact you shared your plan. I love that. So congratulations, Precious. And I love how she used the term grow her business. I love that because it's going to happen. Okay, Sandy Thompson.
Okay, Juice Plus, this is the 30th year that we are celebrating Juice Plus. And I want you to notice in what I say here in a few minutes, there's a huge amount of networking that is taking place. This awesome web is being woven. And I don't understand all the names and the connections, but there are some powerful names that everybody should be aware of. And the person that I want to talk about is John Blair. John Blair is the former senior vice president for the Juice Plus Company, and he was also chairman for the Council for Responsible Nutrition in Washington, D.C. And he's called oftentimes the developer. So it was March 26, 1993, the first whole food supplement was introduced to the world. Its name was Juice Plus. And he said, who knew? It would begin with the Knowledge Network for Kids opening in Mexico for an environmental product, and Juice Plus was actually an afterthought. So the driver of the operation, a name Jeff Roberti, that if you've been in Juice Plus at any time, you know the name Jeff Roberti, he wanted a product of repeat sales. And Jay Martin, our president, did not take any kind of supplements whatsoever, and he didn't believe in it. So he said no to the offer. He did not want his company, NSA, to have any part of this. So he gave John Blair his marching orders, giving him a list of things to accomplish, knowing that it would be impossible for him to do. So he thought. So enter Marie Ledoux, who was working with Whole Language for Kids to learn how to read, and she was using records, you know, those vinyl plastic discs that the young kids probably have no idea about. So the problem was that everything was changing to CDs. So her son, the son of Maria, convinced John to come to what they called a plan and talk. And he would meet with the family. John felt like it was an ambush, but he reluctantly gave in and went. So they're looking for something that's called the best of land and sea. John knew NSA needed a consumable substance. During this trip, he meets Mark Ledoux, husband of Marie, and the couple just happened to be huge juicers. And this will play a role down the line. Crystal and Smokey Santilla we're also working on the idea with this juice on the run concept. Jeff Roberti, being the driver of the operation, sends a proposal to John explaining that Smokey Santilla was selling juicers. At the same time, there was a popular first-time infomercial influencer, Jay Cordish. He was called the Juice Man. And all over TV were his infomercials. Now, John's son, Jason, was working with the Vitamix company and the Knowledge Network. He had an immediate connection with Smokey. The next people to enter the network system is Ross and Yuri LeBaron of South Utah, who had discovered the importance of drying these juices, another key fact, at low temperatures, another key fact, which was key to saving the value of the plants and preserving the nutrition. So Smokey then goes to Memphis, meeting with Jay, John, and another executive called Ron Watkins, and began to ask the question, why don't we put this stuff in a capsule? And Jay's was very skeptical, and his skepticism led to the clinical research, which our product is so known for. So back to NAI, which is the National Alternatives International, what would come to produce Juice Plus in years to come, Smokey went. The challenge was to make a product which would be bioavailable in the body in this whole food product. There were two challenges. One, too much water, and two, they could not have any high temperatures. John then meets with the LeBarons, the juicers, the couple who were drying juices at low temps in an underground place where they claimed they had found the Ark of the Covenant. And there was a big, what have we gotten into here? You know, these crazy people. Mike Barnhart comes to the rescue. He's a friend of Smokey. And together they traveled to Oregon to a place where they were using a process of freeze drying these juices. This produced less, I believe John called it maltodextrin. I'm not sure on that, but I am sure there was more fiber in the product. Unfortunately, during this time, there was the Odwalla, ODWALLA, E. coli outbreak in California, where a little 16-month-old girl died, and several people from several states were also sick and became sick. Odwalla made and marketed unpasteurized fruit juices for the health segment of the juice market. The juice has to be pasteurized when which brings up automatically the heat issue, which we cannot use. The good news is Barnhart says scientifically, if we process the juices in the plant, the production site, it does not have to be pasteurized. And that was the golden ticket. The result for Juice Plus, make the best plant-based, let me start again. Make the best plant-based product possible. And Juice Plus is born.
Yay, thank you, Sandy. That was a lot of history that you condensed. But thank you. Thank you. You realize how we can easily take for granted these powders that we have in our hands. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. Thank you, Sandy. Brenda.
Okay, great job, everybody. And I gotta say, one of the best parts about the whole thing was being together, and Phoenix and April is the best. Okay, so this is about the new partner sign up, which was really, or started, which was really cool. And they talked about having targets, and you want to have targets for yourself, you know, like goals and or things you want to accomplish, and you want to have them for your team. And so suggestions like, why are you here? What do you want? If you were incredibly successful, what would that provide for you? And are you ready to maximize this opportunity? And I think that's for all of us. That's a great target question. So those are the things that we're asking our new potential team members. And so for us, I think it all comes down to what we've heard many times. It's our responsibility to be more interested instead of interesting. We want the focus to be on what they want and on them. And so asking, it's always like, you know, Elaine and Andrew Scott has always shared with us, the person that asks the questions drives the conversation. So we want to be asking the questions. We want to know what they would want out of Juice Plus. We want to share our personal story, our business story, and our product story. And we want them to help them know that we are here to help them be successful in their business, that my goal is to help them get what they want and to reach their target. And also, you want to give people a roadmap so they know where they're going. So one of the things that there's lots of different ways that we can launch a business, going live on social media, hosting an online event, hosting in-home events. We have email, we have texting, we have project broadcast, we have Messenger, we have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have Reels. So many ways to share our stories, because stories are what people remember, and they provide a visual for what you're talking about. So we want to use stories for our product and our business. And so if our first goal is always going to be P+, because it just makes sense. You only need your order and two other customers. You're immediately going to get a pay raise if you join the business and do your Partner Plus. So you're going to get 10% retail sales profit, and you're also going to get a rebate, which could be either $50 or $100, whether you do it in 10 days of your first order or within the first month. So $50 to $100 is a pretty significant rebate and bonus. The other thing is it only takes a couple customers. And so it's truly, every single person we ever bring on should at least make Partner Plus. So we're helping them build their customer base, building their wealth, and always making sure they understand that for our customers, what's in it for them. And we're going to share the product and the business with them too. And so the tools that we're going to use to do that is navigating the hub. There's so many things on there especially for new people. We're going to give them a welcome, help them set up a welcome event. Going to give them exposure to all the things on the hub and all the things, especially for us, through our Dropmark website that Elaine is just been so incredible with. It's something other teams don't have, and we really need to be using it. My job as your partner is to help you get all the benefits from the Partner Plus. And the way that we do that is around our amazing worksheets. If you're not using the worksheets, you're making it too hard for everyone, because it's so simple. Right at the bottom, there's pictures showing you the retail sales profit on each one of the products. Everything you need is right there. And it's going to be a way to empower them and help them launch their business in a way that feels right to them. One of the things that they talked about, and I heard it not just at the Partner Plus, but I heard it 3 different times this week, was going back to the Eric Worre book, Go Pro, which was when this first came out, wasn't it, Elaine? It was our Bible. Yep. This is not my copy. This is a brand new one, because my copy is literally duct taped. I lived with that, and I even have it on you can get it on Audible, and it's actually Eric Worre's telling about it, and it's so powerful. So they refer to that not only for the product, for the business, and also we want to build the beliefs in everything, in our product, in our business, and especially in them. Okay. And one of the things we can do that is asking them, where do you feel uncertain in this whole in not only your business and in your belief, and then whatever is making them uncomfortable, share your belief in that area. What you struggled with, and we're going to give them time. In terms of Partner Plus, they truly have the whole month, but we want it to go. We want it to be sharing with them before as they get started, so that their excitement goes on from the beginning. It's always a great idea to get them to, in some way, take a picture of themselves taking their Juice Plus right off the bat. And then, of course, with every new partner, we're always going to talk Express Track, not just to Partner Plus, but on to QSC and to sales coordinators. So they're maximizing the marketing plan for them. Okay. And with the assurance that I am always here to support you. And I always tell people, if I don't answer right away, I promise I'll call you back, but because you are important to me. And asking them, how would you like to be supported? Because we know that's going to change over time. And so that's something periodically, especially as they meet every level, that's a great question to ask. So when we're moving on to QSC, now the bonus is $300 to $400. So if they did that in their first month, went to QSC, I mean, that's $500 potentially. And we're going to show them how to do it. That's the big thing, is we come alongside. We're there for everything that they need. And of course, you know, that will change as time goes on. So we're going to check in with them daily. We're going to remind them what their target is and help them grow in their beliefs, again, in their product, in the business, and themselves. So the focus on building, and our focus is going to be, of course, building towards a qualified business. With a qualified business, they're going to earn more monthly. They're going to give themselves a pay raise. They're also going to be eligible for leads from the company, which is huge. Because now, how many people did we hear that were getting not only customer leads, but business leads, but partner leads that were given to them? It's a standard duplication, you know, wash, rinse, repeat over and over. Then you're going to get not only the bonus of the QSC, but you're going to get club bonuses. And of course, when you get into the higher levels, there's also a business incentive bonus that the company pays you to support your business. So, so qualifying your business is a non-negotiable, that we want that for everyone. So that's going to take adding customers every month and adding frontline partners. And Elaine's going to share with us some great tools that she's made again for that. So we're going to focus on qualifying, on hosting events, sharing our stories, thinking like a consultant, which is listening, help people get what they want, ask closing questions, because if we're not asking for the sale, you're not going to get it. It's like we still quote Carrie to nail the sale. She's still on here. And help our partners pitch. I mean, our goal is to help them be successful. Yes, she is, I see her. And to let this be that help them reach every goal along the way, adding 3 to 5 new partners or customers each month, and consistently focusing on them getting what they want.
All right, thank you, Brenda. I love that synopsis, and you're, you know, holding that GoPro book back up is such a reminder that I think as a team, we circle back around on Team Extreme Facebook. We have the 8 success factors, but I think it'd be great for all of us to walk through those again, walk ourselves through that process of as if we were a new partner, so that we know how to do that well with the people we bring on. So thank you for that overview, Brenda, and a reminder that I think we need to circle back around and go through that training again. All right, I'm going to wrap us up here. And you know me, we've got to have some kind of action steps to take what we learned at conference, shared. You guys have heard in just the incredible wealth of information we received, but how do we take that information and turn it into action so that come our Charlotte conference, I want everyone right now to write down October, what is it?
26 to 28.
Thank you, Sandy. October 26th to the 28th. I want us to have a blowout crowd there. It's going to be phenomenal. I don't know, but I was walking at the airport. I was walking out. I was talking to another gal who I hadn't heard anything about. You know, the U.S. Olympic Training Center is there in Charlotte, and that's where we're going to be. So I have a feeling we're going to get a lot of information. I'm hoping, who knows, maybe we'll even get, don't say I'm saying this, I have no idea, but could you imagine if we got a tour of that place? And this gives us some incredible talking points to go out there and say, we've got U.S. Olympic teams on Juice Plus. They're in training now, fueling their bodies with complete perform in the quad. That is huge talking points. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked, but right now, everyone, the majority of us are on the East Coast. Charlotte's easy to get to. Get it on your calendar. It gives us the motivation to just blow things up this year. So, all right, here's your marching orders. Let me share my screen. Well, hold on. Let me share my screen and pull this up. So I want everyone on this call. I've gotten a picture. I think I heard Brenda take a picture of everyone on the call. So we are going to track if we want to move forward over the next 6 months. You hear me say it time and time again, we better have a system to do it. If we don't have a system, chances are it's not going to happen. Anybody on this call want to move to the next position? All right, who was it talking about? I know Brenda talked about the worksheets. Precious talked about the worksheets. You guys, we have to know where we're going and then track our process. So the worksheets tell us what we have to do to hit the next level. And this is our tracker to help us get there. And so if you look, it's pretty self-explanatory. Wendy Campbell, who's the fastest growing line and has been since I've been in this business. Now Shelly Mackey's kind of taken the baton from Wendy. She's on Wendy's team. Wendy always says you have to do a 5-1-1. 5 new customers, 1 new partner, and the partner from that month, you got to get them promoted the next month. So you're bringing on a new partner, you're promoting a partner, and you're getting 5 customers. If you were to do that solid every month for 24 months, you would be a national marketing director. So this plan is a plan of success. No ifs, ands, buts about it. Do I do it every single month? I try and I track it. I've got mine. Well, I won't show you for lack of time. I've been tracking since last conference. I want everyone on here to print this off, and we'll make sure it's in 5 or 6 different places so you can print it. And let's start tracking, working toward that goal of 5 new customers, 1 new partner, and then make sure that partner, whatever that new partner is the prior month, they get promoted the next month. If we do this, we are going to have a blowout 6 months. Who's in? Who's willing to print this out and literally track it every single month? On top of that, if you look, we want to keep with this rhythm of 1 online a month. We as a team commit to you. We will have 1 online event a month for you to invite people to. The next thing is in-home events. Get with your upline or your sideline buddies. Let's make sure we all have a in-home event or some kind of event in our local area that we can invite people to. And then the third thing, and Brenda and I are talking about this, we're going to commit. We used to do the shred on Facebook. We're going to look to converting it to project broadcasts so that anybody who joins the shred that month, they're going to get a series of text messages to keep them engaged and on board with shred dates. I think it's going to be easier for us all. And so look for those shred dates. We'll be putting those out. And let's utilize the shred. If you're at conference, Dr. Pohl talked about, that's what makes us different. We're just not selling a product, but we are offering people a plan to get healthy. And that's our shred program. And so that's utilizing those events is what's going to help us drive the customers and the partners. So the events, we have to make sure the online events, the in-home events, the shred events, as well as getting our conference tickets now. Kudos to many of you. I got messages saying, got my ticket, got my ticket, got my ticket. Now your goal, we need to put conference dates on there too. I'll update this and put the conference dates too. Your goal is to take as many people as you can to Charlotte. And right now I want you to start, I want to just a maybe on the back of this page, put conference attendees, and you start, this person has a ticket, this person has a ticket, and get your entire team there. If we all set aside, you know, $50 a month for the next 6 months, we'll have enough money to go to conference. Money will not be an issue. And I'm telling you, based on what I'm hearing and the fact that they gave us that opportunity to buy tickets for $75, it's going to be a blowout conference. So, all right, you guys, you got your marching orders. We're 3 minutes over, so we didn't do too bad. But you guys, let's plan on massive growth over the next 6 months. We can do it. COVID's behind us. We got total freedom to run. Let's bust it wide open and let's show up in Charlotte, and they will know Team Extreme has arrived. I want to hear like across, congratulations to Sandy Thompson. She walked the stage as a new QSSC. And I want to see a slew of Team Extreme. I want them to be sick of hearing Team Extreme up on that stage. They're like, holy cow, what is with Team Extreme? Because we have so many promotions. So I thank you guys for being on the call.